Hi. How are you? I'm great. It's such a beautiful day. Springtime in the Bosque. So please hit the like and subscribe button. You're watching Religious Trauma in Childhood. This is my story, nobody else's. It's my story. Just like your story is nobody else's. It's just your story, and you own it, and you hold it. And maybe you share it if you want to. If you find the means and maybe the strength. I love hearing other people's stories. So it's my hope that you gain something from mine. So today I'm going to talk about breaking away from the cult. The first seeds, the first crack in the armor, where were they? Where were those first cracks? I mean, it takes more than one, right? The dirt road to freedom. That's one of the chapters in my thesis. The dirt road to freedom. Now I know why. Look at that. Is that coincidence? I don't know. I don't think there's any such thing as coincidence. We're all synchronistic, energetic beings of light. And at the core, love. When we get to the core, that's all that's left. Core, love and music. Those are the last two things to go for Alzheimer's patients. Why? Why is that? We were born of sound, and we are beings of light and pure love. The cracks. I talked about the very first crack. My tree hugger friend. There's a video a few times ago that tells that story. The second crack. What I think is the second crack, truly, was in 6th grade. And teacher turned us on to the music of Camille Saint-Saëns, Dance Macabre. And oh my God, I loved that music. And I loved it so much that I asked the teacher if we could do a dance to Dance Macabre. And I still love it, by the way. It's fabulous. It's just one of my absolute favorite pieces of music. But I asked her if I could get some fellow students together and if we could perform a dance. Now, I wasn't a dancer. My sisters were all given dance lessons. I wasn't. I was given music lessons. But I just wanted to move to this music so badly. And I saw it in my mind's eye, like how it would look if we performed it for the assembly. And she said yes. And I got a few students I don't know, there must have been like 6 or 8 of us. And I was like, let's get some big pieces of fabric and we'll be like ghosts dancing around the stage with these huge draping pieces of fabric floating in midair. And we did. And for some reason I carried so much shame around that, like, for so long. And finally, like, and it didn't even dawn on me that I was carrying this shame until maybe about 2, or maybe longer than that, maybe about 5 years ago. I realized how freaking cool that was. I mean, little shy me, I got energized and I had an idea, and my teacher allowed me to do it. She allowed me to see it through. It doesn't matter that I wasn't a dancer. I didn't know like dance steps or whatnot, but I'm a human. I knew how to move my body, right? I knew intrinsically how to move with the music. It's real. And it goes back to like the not allowing the joy. I still have to fight that. I'm gonna cut across this way again. I'm not ready to go back to my car yet. But check these out. I don't know who this is, but the wood is kind of cool. Big lizard. Can you see it? Mr. Lizard. And then over here we've got dueling coyotes, dueling with their ow, and a little chipmunk in the wood. I'll start out with that. I hope I'm aiming all of this right. I'll walk this way. Walk this way. So you can see, did you see the coyotes? The carvings? I don't know. I hope so. Anyway, yeah, so I think that was a huge part of my awakening. Even though I carried all that weird, unnecessary shame that, like, somehow how old are you when you're in 6th grade? Like an 11-year-old putting a dance together because, is shameful? Is that shameful? No, absolutely not. Putting a performance together, even though she wasn't a performer, is that shameful? No. So shame gone. No shame. Still love the song. Still love that I did that dance with my fellow students. So the next thing that happened was big bunch of dust going down my nose and throat from that little buggy. So my dad used to have a Bible study at a man's house, and the man had a daughter named Jill. And so I would go with my dad, and Jill's bedroom was in the basement. So me and her hung out down there when they were upstairs doing the Bible study. And I must have been like, must have been 12, 13 maybe. And Jill was a few years older. She must have been like 15 or 16. I don't think she was too thrilled about hanging out with a 12-year-old, but she was cool, and I really liked her. Their house was right down from the bowling alley, and I think we actually snuck out a time or two and went to like the bowling alley from her house during the Bible study that was happening upstairs. I mean, thank goodness I didn't have to sit in with that. And I guess my dad thought, oh, she can be downstairs, preaching to Jill while I'm upstairs preaching to her father. But that never happened, let me tell you. So Jill kind of turned me on to some music, and that was cool. And we loved the raspberries. I remember that. We loved the raspberries. Here comes that thing again. I'm going to get dusted out. Hi. Yeah, I remember loving Go All the Way. A dirty, dirty, dirty song, right? It was so fun. But just the sonic amplitude of the song just drew me in. The bouncy nature. I could care less about the words. I was still a virgin. I had no idea really what they were talking about. But yeah, I just remembered that. This is so cool. Remembering things as I talk to you. Nothing is scripted. I kind of have a rough idea, but I'm doing this. I hope you get something out of it. Did I already ask you to please subscribe, smash the like button, leave a comment, share whatever your experiences are if you like. Ask me questions. So one night, Jill had a Ouija board, and so you know where this is going. Ooh, that is bad. It's so good. So bad it was good. It was fun. It was joyful. Oh no, that's the biggest sin of all. Joy. Can't have any of that. So we pulled out the Ouija board, and it was all questions about, oh, does so-and-so love me? Am I going to get married to so-and-so? What's the first initial of the boy I'm going to marry? How weird. But I guess that's what young girls, at least back then, that's how we were conditioned. I think it still happens. That's all right. It's human. It's love and hormones awakening 12 years old. So anyway, we had a little bit of fun with the Ouija board until it wasn't fun anymore. It kind of got a little scary. And the thing actually started moving, like without any assistance from us. And that's when we thought, okay, we're going to put this away. So we did. We put it away. And then one night, the bowling alley and Jill's house was just about a block or so away from my junior high school. So, I want to say that, this must have all been in 7th grade. because I am pretty sure that from Jill's house, I snuck out to a 7th grade dance. And, you know, I couldn't have been there longer than like 45 minutes because the Bible studies were typically only about an hour. But my dad was a talker, so it might have been longer at Jill's house. So I snuck out to the dance. I'm gonna stick with that it must have been from Jill's house that I snuck out to the dance. And at the dance, I saw the boy I had a crush on, and we danced, and it was my first kiss. And then I went back to Jill's house, and then we went home. And then the next day, my parents got a call from my science teacher, who saw me at the dance and knew I wasn't allowed to be there. So my science teacher, the adult, betrayed me. He was not in the cult. He was just an a-hole who ratted me out. For what? I don't know. Wasn't really doing anything bad. I was not partaking in substances at that point in my life, at least. You know, I was just dancing like all the other 7th graders, making out with my boyfriend like everybody else. It wasn't even really a makeout. It was like a kiss, maybe 3. But boy, did that stir up some problems for me. I remember the humiliation I felt from my father, the beating I got, and then I'll talk about what happened next in my next video. I'm gonna wrap it for now. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Don't give in. Resist. Use your voice. Speak up. We're not going back. Love you.